This is a field trip, a school field trip here.
You're getting extra credit.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Hey, good.
Good, I'm Robert.
Robert, hey, I'm Harry.
Harry, good to meet you.
You too.
This is his wife and his daughter. We were living in like a subdivision, you know, and I was the only one that had a garden and then was going to homeschool and then, you know, was canning food even in the little subdivision thing, you know. And I just was like a weirdo in that suburban thing, you know. And then I saw all the other kids, they were just kind of troubled. They'd be kicking things all the time outside, you know. They don't have anything to do, you know. They're just not, they're not doing anything. So then we got rid of the TV because Conrad was drooling at the mouth, not coming in to eat, you know, like a zombie, you know. And so we got rid of the TV. Start thinking, child, you know. Yeah. And then we just, with the homeschooling, on the internet, we had just gotten a computer. That's how, you know, computers are getting started because he's 15 now, you know, so, and he was still an infant. And so I started reading like all these homeschooling tales of all these other people and what they're doing, you know, and it led to a book called The Encyclopedia of Country Living. Everybody was just harping about this book. So I'm like, I gotta get that book, you know, and it's this big, I have it in the house. And that was it, you know. How to have a baby at home by yourself if nobody's around, how to know if roadkill's still edible, blah, 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 you know?
Yeah, they look pretty tame. This guy's moving a little slow. He's kind of big.
Oh my gosh, that's like obese. That's
He's a pig. You're just a pig.
Funny.
So that's just temporary until she gets
putting their wood in there, they just toss
this
their
pen
lunch in there.
built.
So this is going to be the floor?
Yeah, this will be the floor, and then they just bring us more wood chips.
And as it decomposes, it also heats too in the wintertime and all of that, as well as the droppings. Right?
Yeah, there's a can. And then what he made this big enough so he can come in with like the bobcat with the bucket and just scoop up, you know, when it gets dirty, you just scoop it up and you can go out the other end and dump it on the garden or something.
How incredible is this? And then you secure them in here at night.
Yeah,
and keep them
exactly.
safe from the predator. Okay.
Yeah.
And then they go free during the
That whole
day.
thing will be like fenced in so they can't go to the gardens, you know, in the summer. And then we only put the grass there because he was walking around with the bobcat and they would have just been torn up, you know, so. But
So do you sell this, or is this just for your own personal?
Yeah, it's for our own personal. And in the wintertime, though, I do add the lettuce, you know, down there. So. But you can't, the lettuce gets too hot in the spring. I can grow it in the winter usually. But, oh man, I love the way the greenhouse smells. See, this all, I got my herbs going on here. But it's just all fat. But he can't drink the milk where the, you know, the lactose and the watery stuff.
Yeah.
Because he doubles over and will vomit or his nose shuts, you know, all this. And he was like that. I couldn't even breastfeed him. It was the same thing because mammal and cow's milk is real similar, and I couldn't even. It was the same. We didn't know what was going on. We were living in ER all the time, and
But the goat's milk works.
So.
So they have 2 or 3 baby goats at a time. They're called kids because they sound like screaming kids.
Yeah.
I love that.
But see, her belly doesn't look too big when you get over here. It's too big. It's a little whopper. She's got a powerful hunger going too.
Triplets.
For 3? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they all have a day of the week.
40 families.
And they come on their day of the week, you know, and get their stuff. They'll get, you know, honey or eggs or milk, or in the summer I have butter. And the lettuce in the wintertime, pork, you know.
Traditionally farmed cows last how long?
Oh, but you can throw her down if she... Just show down.
3 or 4. I think you told me.
Oh yeah, the ones in the like at Mayfield and the Weigels, all those cows. 4 years is about the end of their life.
And your old fogies are?
Oh, I've got. Well, they'll go to 14, 16 years old. You know.
That's
Isn't that amazing?
Wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
So, and when they get that old, sometimes their milk doesn't have as much sugar in it, and it won't be as sweet. So I use them as nursemaids. You know. Because you need to keep your calves on milk as long as possible. Yeah. These conventional dairies will strip them off after the first day. And then they'll feed them bottled formula with all kinds of garbage and growth hormones and all this stuff, you know. And that, you know, and if you keep a calf on milk for, you know, 6 to 8 months, your next generation's healthy. You don't have issues, you know.
What a pretty face.
And that's down, chubby. And that's the bull right there.
How many acres do you have here?
There's 110 here, and then 10 minutes down the road we bought another 41 with a log cabin on it, no electricity. It was my dream house.
Your dream house?
House is there, everything. I'm just like
totally organic. Is all the food organic that you feed the animals too? I mean, you feed yourself organic. But
yeah, and we don't use any soy either because I've learned a lot about soy, you know. So I don't want my boys consuming that because you are what your animal eats. And if you're feeding soy, you're drinking it in your milk. It's in your pig, it's in your pork, and we don't want it.
Yeah,
So
it looks like just
I do Canadian field peas, alfalfa. I don't know what I'm going to do because now that's with the genetic, the Monsanto with the alfalfa. It's a big deal. I don't know. Pretty soon I'm not going to have anything to feed them, you know.
Sink up there.
Yes,
So it
yeah.
hooks up into
That
this.
hooks, yeah, and then here, like put your hand there.
So,
And then it'll pulsate, you know.
yeah.
So you have to get down. You have to apply pressure, and you have to like start massaging the udder down because the milk is still up there, and it can't be that strong of suction without like ripping off the teat or something, you know.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of help it at a certain point get all drained because you got to get all the milk out.
Is that, you put grain in there to get him to come in here and hang out with you?
This is like where I fill up my barrel here. It goes in the same thing.
This is just the candy.
Yeah, this is, so you'll have, these are alfalfa pellets and then Canadian field peas and wheat and then corn here, and then that goes there. And then they come in, you hook them up, and you just start milking them. When they get done eating, they just stand there and you can finish milking them, yeah.
So the cow comes in, gets the old suction thingy, the milk goes into, is it the big metal canister
Yeah,
thing?
I have portable ones because it's small. You know, I don't have bulk tanks picking up milk. It's just me going up to the garage straining it. It goes through filters in the garage. The buckets, did you see those in the summer kitchen?
Yeah.
They were on the railing upside down.
Yeah.
Yeah, those, the milk goes in there and it's all sealed up, you know. And like this is just an air hose creating suction. And then I have brushes and wash all the hoses out and stuff.
Why don't you tell them about, I don't know if it's twice a year when you send your samples off and they have the bacterial?
Oh, quarterly. I send it to, quarterly to Macrobac, which is, see, now I'm going to have to go for the first time myself because I've always had the people go, I don't know if it's Maryville or I just tell them it's by the airport.
I think it's in Maryville, downtown.
Macrobac, it's a lab.
Yeah.
Is it on Broadway?
I think
Yes.
so.
Yeah,
It's
I
around-
know that.
Oh, okay.
I've seen it. I didn't know they did that there.
I'll take you there.
Okay, because I've always had the guys working for me take the samples. Now I'm going to have to go. And I said to Robert yesterday, I think it's time I have to go. They're supposed to send me an email every quarter to come in with the milk. And I'm like, boy, they haven't sent me one. And it seems like it's been, a few months. I think I need to take that in there,
So that's a bacteria count or type looking for something?
Yeah. Well, you can test for whatever you want for. I test for E. coli and then a standard plate count, which, you know what E. coli is. And then a standard plate count is just the cleanliness of your equipment.
Yeah.
And then if it's high, well, then you need to be alerted to the fact that you need to buy more bleach or something,
Yeah.
So, but I've always had, no problems, so.
Is bleach your go-to disinfectant for the most part, or do you?
Yeah, and I wear these gloves. These are for pregnancy checks, but I buy them from the vet because...
Oh, those are the gloves that you were talking about to the ladies in your women's group at one time, right?
Oh, what?
You're talking about something about gloves that go up.
Yeah.
So they eat grass all the time or hay, no grain.
That's awesome.
Cool.
And I don't have any health issues with it, When we first started years ago, and I was going to the farmer's co-op and I was buying their dairy mix, which was like, through the roof and sugar and who knows what other, stuff they slicked in there. And I would have milk fever and mastitis is a regular occurrence. And I was like, what is going on? Well, then I started learning. I started going to conferences, acres conferences, where they have, it's all organic and sustainable, and you start learning, and you start going every year, and then you go to Western Price conferences, and you learn about the consumer end of it is more at the Western Price, the good eating habits and stuff. You start piecing it all together, and you're like, okay, well, this feed that I'm buying, I think is the reason that I have milk fever, which is after they will have a calf, they stagger like they're drunk, and it's a calcium problem. They've been fed too rich a diet. You're better off to have a slightly underweight, underfed cow at delivery time, and you won't have issues likely, than a fat, overstuffed, fed, cow who's can't get the calf out, and then has too much sugar in her, and she's, you know, staggering, and her calcium is wrong, her ratio, and I haven't had any of that since I quit co-op feed, and since I started having that custom-made that stuff. I go to a family place in Tazewell, and they make it what I wanted. I put together that recipe, and they do it for me, and they're the only ones that would fool with me. Co-op refused. Wow. They were going to charge me more to have the soy removed, like a penalty.
Wow.
Isn't that something?
There was some article I read this week about someone got sick on farm raw milk.
Oh, and don't believe it.
Yeah, I know.
It is such
it's very controversial, and they said it was illegal to sell it in like 20 states, but Tennessee's not one of them.
It is illegal to sell it. You have to buy into the herd, a herd share, and then there's no sale of milk at all.
Gotcha.
You are paying me to board this herd with a bunch of other people that you've bought into, and you pay me for the labor, like boarding a horse.
I see.
So I can buy the hay, etc.
Can you buy part of a cow, or is it you got to own a cow?
No, you buy a part with everybody else.
So it's
it's like a co-op.
So 10 people can own one cow.
Like if you go to the co-op on Broadway, the Three Rivers, and you buy a membership, you're bought into the co-op.
I see.
Yeah. So, and you buy a share equals a gallon, so you say how many shares you want to buy. And then that's a one-time fee. And then you pay your monthly boarding fee, which is how you pick up your milk every day of the week.
I see.
Yeah.
So that's like per week, a gallon, or per, when you say a share is a gallon, is that a gallon a week?
Like some people have big families and they want like 5 shares. So a share is $10, so they'll pay $50. They sign a contract that they bought into the herd. And then that's refundable if they ever move on. And then the second contract, and that's a one-time thing. And the second contract is if you, it is your share, your labor agreement, your board.
Have you ever had anybody get sick from the raw milk?
No, no. And in fact, I have nothing but people saying they've gotten healthier.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they just get healthier. Their eczema goes away, their asthma goes away, their acid reflux goes away. So their skin looks better. You know, I have some people that they go on a milk fast and they've had nothing but milk for a month because you can live on it for years. It's such a complete food.
We're going to try out some raw milk for the first time ever. I'm just going to go on a cash basis for now.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. The doctor said because I was so
Okay, here we go.
Okay. And have you heard anything more about
Wow.
No,
Describe it.
Wow, it tastes real. It does. It's not like I thought it was going to be like really thick and heavy, but it's light. It's surprisingly light.
Yeah. The mouthfeel is great.
You let it sit, you were saying it like separates, or
well, you see,
it's like oil and water kind of thing?
Yeah, this from this morning. Yeah, but see how?
So that's fat or what?
That's cream.
Cream.
And some people skim that off and put it in a different little pint jar and use that for coffee.
Yeah.
And just drink that, you know. Or just whatever you want to do.
So when
you just, if you want to drink it all, just shake it up before every time you go to drink it, because it'll come back to the top. You know.
Okay.
But,
so the cream is.
It's for your coffee or for butter, or you can drink it in there.
If you were describing it to a third grader, what would you say the difference between the cream and what's left?
Oh, this is skim milk. This is whole milk.
Okay.
Just say it that way. This is like what you make whipping cream out of, and this would be skim milk.
Gotcha.
Skim milk is what makes you fat. That's why farmers feed it to their pigs, because that's where all the sugar is. So that's why God put the fat in with the skim milk, because then you get full and you don't drink too much of the sugar.
Ah,
awesome. That's
Did
great.
You catch that?
Yeah, I got that.
That's pretty awesome.
That's
now,
pretty true.
You said the skim milk, you feed it to
the pigs, because it's full of sugar, lactose in that.
It'll make them fat.
And they keep in the store pushing skim milk because and they all know the truth, but it's because they make more money selling this to Land O'Lakes for butter or to Mayfield for ice cream. That's why they push skim milk